Today, I'm going to be talking about The Avengers, that seminal series of lovable heroes that fight terrorism, defeat villainy, and save the world one day at a time, in style. Sorry, not that Avengers. I was simply referring to this one.
Ah yes, The Avengers, the pairing of a rather British dynamic duo in the form of John Steed and Dr. Emma Peel, two people you wouldn't necessarily assume would have much in common, but when they get to work, nothing, not even Queen and country, can get in their way. Now for those who don't know, The Avengers was a British television series produced by ITV that aired in 1961. The series follows the exploits of secret agent John Wickham Gascoigne Beresford Steed, also simply known as John Steed, played by Patrick Macnee, who works for an unnamed branch of the British Secret Service. He is joined by a number of assistants, one of the more famous ones being feminist icon Dr. Emma Peel, played by Diana Rigg. Now at this point I have to be honest with people and tell you that I've never actually watched the original series of The Avengers. From what I know about it, the show was part of the 1960s counterculture movement, with its scantily clad women, pop art set designs, and a surprising amount of violence, little seen on television before. You could also rope The Avengers in with other countercultural classic shows like The Prisoner, which aired around the same time. The Avengers would go on to have an 8-year run, as well as a spin-off series in the 1970s called The New Avengers, which didn't last. But at the time of airing, the original series was a pretty successful show. Its influence can still be seen in modern films like The Kingsman and the James Bond series today.
But for all intents and purposes, all you really need to know is that these two people worked for the government, kicked ass, and saved the world a lot. So by the late 90s, Hollywood eventually decided to make a feature film of this, by then 37-year-old property, to see if they could make some money. They didn't.
For a start, the film's running time is a measly 86 minutes long. The footage from the trailer reveals several scenes that were completely missing in the final cut. It's long been known that Warner Brothers were horrified with the cut that director Jeremiah Chechik presented to them, and so in a dire attempt to save face, they recut the film to a shorter running time. In the end, the film is riddled with plot holes, and at times character motivations are completely nonsensical. But more on that later. For now, let's start at the beginning. We open up after a painfully long opening credits sequence with our hero John Steed, played by Ralph Fiennes. Interestingly, Fiennes would later go on to say that he thought it was a badge of honour to have a real flop attached to his name. Yeah, sure it is. We see Steed traipsing around the delights of a typically English village. Yeah, you know, you have to be quite careful about these Middle England villages. Most of them are death traps filled with locals always trying to kill every outsider they come into contact with.
Especially in Wiltshire.
Well done, Steed.
My pleasure.
Ah, it was all an illusion, like Middle England itself.
And where would our dynamic duo be without Dr. Emma Peel, played by Uma Thurman? Thurman was quoted years later in a Total Film interview saying that in 1998 she was either promoting Batman and Robin or The Avengers, and that the magazine definitely had a better year than she did.
Please answer the telephone.
Good morning, Dr. Peel. We've scheduled an appointment for you. John Steed, Boodle's Gentlemen's Club. 1 hour. Thank you.
After receiving a mystery chocolate box with a creepy phone call asking her to meet John Steed, Dr. Peel sets off to Boodle's, a gentleman's club for gentlemen. Emphasis on the men.
You are female.
As you see.
Then you can't come in. No women. Not in Boodles. Not since 1762.
Really?
Wait a second, that's a bit unfair. Boodles was home to Madonna for years while she was training the girlfriend of Gustav Graves, the enemy of James Bond who tried to kill him in a fencing match in that abysmal flop known as Die Another Day.
Will you kindly explain why you wish to meet me?
I didn't. Mother did.
Mother?
Mother.
Mother.
After the two have been united, they're introduced to Mother, the head of this unnamed British Secret Service, played by Jim Broadbent. Dr. Peel learns from Mother that she is the prime suspect in the destruction of the Prospero Project's laboratory, a scientific experiment to see if the weather can be controlled and influenced. Good God, we could do with one of those now that Trump is president. From the lab's own surveillance systems, what appears to be Dr. Peel can be seen beating up scientists before staring at the camera and then disappearing. Peel protests her innocence, and so she is partnered with Steed to find out the true cause behind the destruction of the Prospero laboratory. Whilst having some more tea, the pair visit the estate of Sir August de Winter, played by Sean Connery, who, let's just say, gets a little bit too friendly with Dr. Peel.
You're all wet.
De Winter shares his obsession with the weather and comes across as a little bit of a madman, hell-bent on ruling the world. After tea, of course.
Tea?
Whilst Peel is, enjoying her tea, Steed comes across a telephone box in the middle of a garden and gets caught in a freak storm.
Is that you, Mrs. Peel? Manners, Mrs. Peel?
Steed. Steed?
Steed wakes up to find Dr. Peel nursing him in her flat, despite someone looking just like her trying to kill him in the previous scene. And here is where the plot begins to show signs of falling apart. Clearly there was meant to be more here that didn't make it into the final cut. There is no explanation for how Peel rescued Steed, how she knew where he was, got him to her flat, or why the scene ends where it does. Any potential questions that are left unanswered are quietly slipped under the proverbial rug, so as to advance the plot. Despite Steed's misgivings about Dr. Peel, the pair decide to set off to Wonderland Weather to find out more information on Sir August's business. And this is where this scene happens.
Welcome to Wonderland Weather, here in our London headquarters. Now allied with our colleagues from Brawley, together we will make history.
Oh god, oh god! I can appreciate that the filmmakers are trying to channel this fairy tale Alice in Wonderland vibe, but this is just awful. Why would this be practical? How can a team of scientists even operate in such suits? What kind of person wakes up in the morning, has a shower, eats their breakfast, brushes their teeth, and then spends the entire day in a teddy bear costume? Dear God, this is so stupid! But apparently not stupid enough for Disney to not use the green teddy bear costume for the opening of Inspector Gadget.
Hey, the dog!
So, after Connery kills two of his most trusted workers, damn unionists, the pair come across the bodies and then give chase to the perpetrator, run away at the first sign of danger. Dr. Peel takes the high road only to encounter a clone of herself, while Steed encounters... oh my god, is that Eddie Izzard? It is! That's Eddie Izzard! After Steed fights off Izzard's thugs, the getaway van leaves a frickin' map of where they were going under the rear tyre. Even Scooby-Doo would find this too easy.
Mrs. Peel?
And of course, clones of other people just jump off tall buildings and miraculously survive. She seems to have disappeared. Oh well. Bonus points at least for having a cool double exposure shot. Meanwhile, at the now mobile ministry in yet another deserted street, Mother is confronted by his ministry partner Father, played by Fiona Shaw. Now for those who haven't noticed by now, Mother is wheelchair bound whilst Father is blind. I guess the writers felt that these two characters had to have some kind of poetic disability symmetry, but we'll delve a little bit deeper into Father's supposed handicap later. Steed is given an ultimatum to prove who the mastermind is behind the Peel clone, blah blah blah, who cares at this point.
Could someone like Sir August really target a kind of weather bomb? A queen to rook 5. A pawn to knight 4.
Are they seriously playing chess whilst trying to solve a mission? What kind of unprofessional spies are they? I mean, haven't they got a job to do? Bishop to d3.
You're playing rather well today, Father. I win again.
You are playing against a blind woman. Classy.
The two of them decide to drive back to Sir August's house when they are confronted by...
Down!
Huh. Giant mechanical wasps, eh? Not bad, Sir August. Not bad. Oh, except for the fact that your wasps can't shoot for shit, or fly very well, or do anything very well except crash. Also, Eddie Izzard is back, in a mini. And if the army of giant mechanical wasps doesn't stop them, what was your plan exactly? To beep at them angrily into... oh, never mind. Also, look at Eddie Izzard's head, suddenly becoming bald and detached from his body. Impressive.
Mrs. Peel? Alice.
How do you do?
Quite a fuss at the ministry.
You don't say.
I think we should be on our way.
I guess this is the kind of film where stationary cars exploding is the norm. I guess that explains why there are no other cars in every other scene in the film.
Let's take separate paths. We'll meet in the middle.
Ugh, why? Why go into a maze? Why do that? These people are fucking stupid. What was your plan exactly? To catch the bad guy whilst getting lost in a maze? I hope they die. I hope they really genuinely... oh, never mind. While Steed is getting lost in the maze he stupidly walked into, Sir August is getting quite, personal with Dr. Peel. You know, that set design reminds me of something. And after being drugged, hypnotised and forced to waltz with Sean Connery in the ballroom from hell, Dr. Peel is... oh my god, Sean! What are you doing? Were you about to rape her? Were you? You were! You were about to rape her! Talk about creepy. I mean, I know Connery's all for slapping women, but this is downright dark.
Where's Mrs. Peel?
Well, thank God that little old lady saved Dr. Peel. Oh, never mind. Useless. Dr. Peel attempts to escape Sir August's mansion despite the effects of being drugged. We see some clever shots alluding to something out of an M.C. Escher painting before she defenestrates herself, coincidentally landing right next to Steed. And after another quick fade from one location to another, the pair share a flirtatious moment. Yeah, at this point, is anyone wondering what happened to that little old lady? Guys? Anyone?
Steed.
Do come in.
So, Dr. Peel is arrested by Father to be interrogated at the ministry.
Once again, where are all the extras? And also, what the hell? You just let a blind lady get into a car all by herself? What kind of agency are you?
Steed, unhappy with Peel's arrest, heads to the ministry himself to dig up some old files. But on his journey, we witness the first signs of Sir August's manipulation of the weather. In the ministry archive, Steed visits Colonel Jones, but something is, awry.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Brenda told me to expect you, Steed.
Hello.
Talk to the pipe. That usually helps.
No, it really doesn't. No.
I'd like you to take a look at this map.
While Steed searches for some files with the invisible Colonel, Dr. Peel is attempting her best world's quickest Dr. Zeus rap.
But then, so if you do think logically or even anti-logically, clockwise or anti-clockwise, tick-tock, tock, tick, seesaw, Montreal, bypassing the weather, which no doubt being British will return to in a moment. Do I walk like Mrs. Peel, talk like Mrs. Peel? Am I witty, wise, wonderful to know?
Now you're just playing games.
Well, that interrogation seemed pointless. Oh yeah, once again, blind woman.
Some of his more advanced experiments, not too pleasant. So
Hey, come on. Welsh lamb is a delicacy in Chernobyl.
Monsieur, I can walk!
Well, according to your map, it's an island right here in the middle of London. It must be where he's controlling the weather.
Why did you never tell anyone?
Well, nobody ever asked.
And that single shot cost $50,000.
Meanwhile, Sir August's weather machine starts a blizzard in London, whilst the Council of Ministers has gathered to discuss the problem. And then this happens.
Now is the winter of your discontent. Above you, the weather is changing. The temperature is dropping.
Oh my god, Sean, I love you, but this is just bad. Was that crotch shot really necessary? Really?
Oh, and by the way, you have until midnight.
Oh look, little old lady's back. Why, you may ask? Well, to advance the plot, silly.
He says unless we accept his demands, the weather will keep getting colder and colder until we'll all have to go to hell just to warm up.
Did Sir August torture you, Alice?
No, didn't have to. Knows everything already. Breach of security, top level. Father.
Alert security.
Sorry, Father. The game's up.
Careful with that, it might go off. We don't want another accident. Half working as you are.
Half working? You're blind! Do you see no irony in that statement?
It really isn't Mother's Day.
So, with Mother defeated, Steed attempts to rescue Dr. Peel, who is now travelling in a hot air balloon with Father and the evil Peel clone.
Balloon, Steed, the balloon! Don't mind me!
Yeah, just leave the old man in the wheelchair to freeze to death out in the snow. Good job, Steed. And, once again, I'm forced to bring up her disability. Why is a blind woman piloting a hot air balloon? After a dull fight between Dr. Peel and her evil clone self, the balloon ironically crashes into a Wonderland weather sign, causing an inferno of horrific proportions. Oh, the humanity! Good thing there's no people around to get hurt. Like, anywhere. Anywhere at all. In the centre of London. In any event, Peel and Steed are reunited and now set off to stop Sir August from destroying the world. You know, I've seen a lot at this point in this film, but I can't really fault them for using giant spherical balloons. After all, it worked for James Bond.
Good morning, gentlemen.
So they both enter Sir August's island fortress and split up, because it worked so well the last time. Sir August assigns Eddie Izzard to handle Peel, while he takes on Steed in a fencing match of sorts. Ugh, why is it that every bad guy who builds a doomsday machine has to have it suspended hundreds of feet in mid-air over a perilous drop? What if you needed to change the batteries or a loose wire or something?
Oh fuck.
I think that was Izzard's reaction after reading the reviews for this film. Sir August's machine wreaks havoc on London, even causing Big Ben to explode. You know, that shot looks eerily similar to another film. Oh my god, you just ripped off Mars Attacks. Cheapskates.
Time to die.
Not just yet.
I haven't done Wallace and Gromit yet! While Dr. Peel attempts to disable the machine, Steed and the then 68-year-old Sean Connery continue to duke it out. But sadly for Connery, a ghost from his past decides to show up.
There can be only one.
Huh. I didn't know lightning bolts could transport people hundreds of feet in the air in mere seconds.
Was it red? Or was it black? Here goes. Eeny, meeny, miny.
What the fuck?
And so, in typical bad film fashion, Sir August's base decides to blow up, ending the freak weather. Mother informs the Prime Minister that all is well, whilst giving his secretary a highly questionable stare. Steed and Peel escape Sir August's base by using his own bubble thingy, and are greeted to champagne by Mother, who congratulates them both on a job well done. And that's it. That's the Avengers. How does it hold up? It's a bloody disaster. There are little glimpses of creativity scattered here and there, and the art direction is particularly strong. I quite like the score composed by Joel McNeely, and the many references to nursery rhymes and fairy tales were at least some kind of attempt at creating an original world. Whatever references the film pays to the show, the bottom line is that this was a film that was butchered in the edit. So many plot holes are left unfulfilled, so many questions left unanswered, so many bad performances or directorial decisions that just make no sense. Why does Sir August have a portrait of Dr. Peel? Why did he make a clone of her, and how? Why is there no one living in London? Why didn't the Council of Ministers just arrest Sir August after revealing his plan? Why was Colonel Jones invisible? Or why didn't August kill the little old lady? Why did Izzard agree to be in this film? Or Connery? Or Fiennes? Or anyone for that matter? Not even poor Suggs could make a success of it.
Some kind of peace of mind.
There have been rumours circulating on the internet about a director's cut eventually being released for the film, one that extends the running time to at least 100 minutes and gives us more backstory on the characters. But given the fact that the film was a massive critical and financial flop, I doubt we'll be seeing anything like that soon, especially if there is no demand from it from the audience. At 86 minutes long, The Avengers is a painful, boring watch.
And at that running time alone, it overstays its welcome. Watch it if you want to see a complete exercise in how to mess up a script and not tell a story. Or if you want to see Eddie Izzard looking like a blonde, pudgy beetle. Good either way.